All right, welcome back to the show, and welcome to the show. It's been a few weeks, but Mason Kelley, fresh off your experience at the Tacoma Dome last Saturday, let's talk about the year that was and then maybe flash forward to next year if we can. What did you think of this year's tournament, and were you surprised in 4A boys basketball?
Well, first of all, I got killed in my picks. I was about as bad as it gets, and I'll fully admit that. But at the same time, I've said all year that I knew it was going to be a wild tournament. Anybody could upset anybody on any given day, and I think you saw that with teams like Gonzaga Prep making that run that they did, and upsetting sort of that team, upsetting the big name players throughout the tournament. And then in 3A, you look at Bellevue, kind of coming out of nowhere late in the season and really making a run to get all the way to the title game. Lakes being consistent all year and finally making a way to break through and win that state title.
So talk to me a little bit about that Gonzaga Prep team. We saw Chris Sarbaugh over here. We got to see him a little bit last year. He's very impressive heading to Gonzaga, right? Is he one of your Player of the Year candidates?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually picking a Player of the Year is going to be incredibly hard for me. I put a poll up on our website earlier today just because I needed some help trying to figure out what exactly was going on. I mean, Sarbaugh didn't average a lot of points during the regular season, but came into state and was one of the leading scorers in the tournament. Played some great defense. I know he actually guarded Gary Bell in the Kentridge game. And really did a great job of making his teammates better, getting Gonzaga Prep to that state title game and eventually the championship. So it's really, really tough to decide on this stuff. So
he's a candidate.
Yeah, definitely a candidate.
And you mentioned Gary Bell. Of course, Gary Bell didn't get his team to the finals. Curtis got there. Let's talk 3A, because is there a candidate in 3A basketball that you like? Zach Banner, Nate Guy, that was that Lakes team that won it all, a balanced team.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. Lakes is so balanced, it's kind of hard to single one guy out. I mean, I know that Isaac Winston was the 3A player of the tournament, but on any given night for that team, somebody else delivered. For example, in the title game, it was Zach Banner grabbing rebounds that kept Bellevue from being able to get the ball, a defensive rebound, and get out in transition. Nate Sickma was great down the stretch for Bellevue. A guy like Dustin Watts for O'Day was fantastic. But I really think that there's a core group of 5, I think, potential players of the year, and this particular year they were all in 4A.
Yeah, what about the kid that's going to be sitting in that seat in about 3 minutes?
Yeah, I can't argue with Tony Roten. I mean, and especially, I think that last half of his high school career really showed a lot about what he's capable of, giving up the point guard position, moving to the post, really kind of helping jumpstart the Bulldogs against Davis to get third place.
We'll see what happens next year on the 4A level. That could be just totally wide open in 4A.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all that talent. Tony graduates, Gary Bell graduates, Chris Sarbaugh graduates, Devontae Lacey graduates, Brett Kingma graduates. So, unbelievable.